think a lot of times the society paints this picture, and sometimes even the church, hello, paints a
Right.
picture that you have to serve this man and be submissive to this man. And
Oh, yeah.
a part of submission is is coming under the mission and the vision of the head of the household. You'll find a lot of women that are on these what do you want to call them? They're on these forums and these speaking platforms, and they've experienced men, one, that have not are not after God's own heart, two, have no vision, no godly mission about them, and then they wonder why they have this negative view of submitting to their husbands. But my thing is, if you don't mind submitting to God, and God is giving you this man to take charge, to take care of you, to look after you, to cover you as the head of your household, then what's the problem? Especially when he's been commanded to love you as God loved the church. And from what I know, from what my Bible reads, God, he laid his life down for me.
And I think that goes back into that identity piece as well. As a woman, finding your identity in God and what He calling you to be as a wife is just as important in finding that identity in a husband and what He has called and laid out a husband to be. Because the problem with most situations is that they are in relationship with men that are not ready to lead, men that are not God fearing. So that's where you get that conflict from as well. But if you could get into the word and see the description he has for a husband and what a husband characteristic is, then you can see that this may not be my person. Let me go ahead and let this go so that way I can find what God is calling me to do. Because the husband that you saw in sixth grade, you didn't get him in sixth grade or in seventh grade. You had to go through life which
Right.
had you interact with other people, but
Mm-hmm.
it was that discernment to let other people go. They can make room for this husband that's coming, which a lot
Not
of
only
us women is not we're not doing. We get tied up into one person and like, oh, he's gonna be the one. He has to be the one. I spent 15 years with him. This is the one, and it may not
mm.
be. It may not be at all, and that
And you
can also
can't
be the issue.
manipulate God to do anything outside of his will. He's not the son of man that he should lie. So he's not going to lie to appease to your emotions. He doesn't care how much you love this man. If you're unequally yoked, you're unequally yoked. It's not
Facts.
going to work out. Not only that, you have so many women that are requiring men to lead that have not submitted to God. Every good
Yep.
leader is a great follower, and that's just practical thinking. But spiritually, if he hasn't submitted to God, then where is he leading you other than to the fiery pits of hell?